The love you attract reveals who you are. There is one truth about love that most people spend years searching for, yet overlook every single day. The love you attract is never random. It is not merely luck, timing, or coincidence. It is a reflection of the story you silently tell yourself every morning, every night, and in every quiet moment when no one else is listening. Before another person can truly see your value, you must first recognize it within yourself. Before you can experience unwavering love, you must become unwavering in how you see yourself. Every relationship, every connection, and every emotional experience acts like a mirror, revealing not only what you desire, but also what you believe you deserve. Imagine waking up each day knowing without doubt that you are worthy of extraordinary love. Imagine no longer chasing validation, wondering whether someone will text back, or questioning whether you are enough. Instead, imagine living with the quiet confidence that love naturally flows toward you because it is already alive within you. This shift changes everything. When your identity changes, your relationships begin to change. When your expectations rise, your experiences rise with them. The world starts responding to the version of you that finally believes in your own worth. Too many people spend their lives trying to change someone else's feelings while ignoring the one heart they have complete authority over, their own. They search for signs, wait for messages, replay conversations, and hope another person will finally choose them. But real transformation begins the moment you stop asking, "How do I make someone love me?" and start asking, "Who am I becoming?" Because the answer to that question determines everything that follows. Love does not simply arrive because you wish for it. It arrives because your identity becomes a natural home for it. Your mind is more powerful than you have ever been taught. Every belief you repeat becomes a blueprint. Every expectation becomes an invitation. Every assumption about yourself quietly shapes the way others respond to you. If you carry the identity of someone who is deeply loved, deeply respected, and deeply valued, your actions, your confidence, your conversations, and your presence begin reflecting that truth. And people respond to what you consistently embody far more than what you occasionally say. Today, you are not here by accident. Perhaps something inside you is ready to release old stories of rejection, disappointment, or heartbreak. Perhaps this is the moment you decide that your past will no longer define your future. You have the opportunity to rewrite the script, to become emptiness who no longer seeks love from a place of emptiness, but expresses love from a place of fullness. The moment you change who you believe yourself to be, the love you attract begins to change with you. So as you listen, don't simply hear these words. Allow them to become a new conversation within your own mind. Let every idea remind you that the relationship you desire begins with the relationship you have with yourself. Because the greatest secret is beautifully simple. The love you attract will always reveal who you believe you are. Change that belief, and you change your entire love story. The first truth you must understand is that your inner identity creates your entire love story. Long before someone enters your life, before the first conversation, before the first smile, before the first "I love you," there's already a story unfolding within you. That story is the one you tell yourself about who you are. Do you see yourself as someone worthy of deep commitment, genuine respect, lasting affection, and unwavering loyalty? Or do you secretly believe that love is difficult to keep, that people always leave, or that you must constantly prove your worth? These hidden beliefs become the foundation from which your relationships grow. The world has an incredible way of reflecting back the identity you consistently accept. When you repeatedly identify as someone who is confident, cherished, appreciated, and emotionally secure, your words change, your actions change, your energy changes, and the way people respond to you begins to change as well. This is not about pretending to be someone else. It is about uncovering the version of yourself that has always deserved love, but may have been buried beneath fear, disappointment, or self-doubt. Many people spend years trying to attract the perfect partner while never realizing that the greatest relationship they must build is the one with themselves. When your inner dialogue constantly criticizes you, questions your value, or reminds you of past failures, it becomes difficult to recognize healthy love even when it appears. But when your inner dialogue becomes supportive, encouraging, and full of certainty, you naturally begin making choices that align with your highest good. You stop settling for relationships that drain your peace because you no longer believe that less is all you deserve. You stop chasing people who cannot see your value because you already see it yourself. You stop living in fear of rejection because your confidence no longer depends on another person's approval. Your identity becomes your greatest source of emotional security. Think about the strongest, happiest relationships you admire. They are rarely built on desperation or constant uncertainty. They are built on two people who know their value and freely choose to share their lives with one another. That same possibility exists for you the moment you begin changing how you see yourself. Every morning becomes an opportunity to reinforce a new identity. Instead of replaying old disappointments, you choose to remember your strength. Instead of expecting rejection, you expect kindness. Instead of assuming you are overlooked, you assume you are appreciated. These small shifts may seem insignificant at first, but repeated consistently, they transform the way you carry yourself through the world. Your posture becomes more confident. Your smile becomes more genuine. Your conversations become more relaxed because you are no longer trying to earn acceptance. You are expressing the confidence that already lives within you. People naturally respond to authenticity, emotional stability, and quiet confidence. They feel safe around someone who values themselves because that person does not seek to control, manipulate, or desperately hold on. They simply show up as their authentic self. Remember, your past does not have the authority to define your future unless you continue giving it permission. Every painful experience has been a chapter, not the entire story. Today you can decide that your identity is no longer based on heartbreak, disappointment, or fear. Instead, let it be rooted in confidence, peace, gratitude, and unwavering self-worth. When you consistently embrace the belief that you are worthy of extraordinary love, you begin to notice extraordinary opportunities, healthier relationships, and deeper connections entering your life. The love you attract will always reflect the person you believe yourself to be. Become someone who believes they are worthy of genuine love, and your love story will begin to mirror that belief in remarkable ways. Every relationship you experience is, in many ways, a mirror reflecting your self-concept. This does not mean you are responsible for every action another person takes, or that life is perfectly predictable. Rather, it means that the way you consistently see yourself shapes what you notice, what you accept, what you expect, and how you respond in relationships. Your self-concept is the quiet voice beneath every thought, the invisible foundation beneath every choice. If you believe you are worthy of respect, you are more likely to set healthy boundaries, communicate honestly, and recognize when someone values you. If, however, you secretly believe that you must earn love through sacrifice, constant effort, or endless patience, you may find yourself accepting less than you truly deserve. The quality of your relationships often rises or falls with the quality of your relationship with yourself. This is why changing your self-concept is one of the most powerful transformations you can make. It is not about becoming arrogant or believing you are better than anyone else. It is about recognizing your inherent worth and refusing to let fear define your expectations. When you begin seeing yourself as someone who is naturally lovable, your entire outlook shifts. You stop interpreting silence as rejection. You stop assuming that every delay means someone has lost interest. You stop searching for hidden signs that confirm your fears because your confidence no longer depends on external validation. Instead, you approach relationships with calmness, trust, and emotional balance. That inner stability becomes visible in the way you speak, listen, and connect with others. People are often drawn to those who radiate quiet confidence because it creates a sense of safety and authenticity. They are not attracted to perfection. They are attracted to someone who is comfortable being themselves. Imagine looking into a mirror every morning. The mirror does not create your reflection. It simply reveals what is already there. Relationships often work in a similar way. They reveal your beliefs about love, trust, commitment, and your own value. If you do not like what you see, the answer is not to break every mirror. The answer is to transform what is being reflected. That transformation begins within. Replace thoughts of inadequacy with thoughts of confidence. Replace expectations of disappointment with expectations of growth. Replace the habit of doubting yourself with the habit of honoring yourself. These changes may seem small, but they gradually reshape the emotional atmosphere you carry into every interaction. You begin attracting conversations that uplift rather than diminish you. You begin recognizing opportunities that once passed unnoticed because your focus has changed. You begin expecting honesty, kindness, and mutual respect, not because you are demanding perfection, but because you have decided that these qualities are consistent with who you are. Your self-concept also influences the way you recover from setbacks. Instead of seeing rejection as proof that you are not enough, you begin seeing it as redirection towards something more aligned with your values. Instead of allowing one disappointment to define your future, you remind yourself that your worth has never depended on another person's decision. This mindset frees you from living in constant fear of loss. It allows you to love openly without losing yourself in the process. Every day offers a new opportunity to strengthen the image you hold of yourself. Speak to yourself with compassion. Celebrate your growth. Trust your ability to create meaningful connections. As your self-concept becomes rooted in confidence, gratitude, and self-respect, the relationships you build will increasingly reflect those same qualities. The love you attract is deeply influenced by the way you see yourself, and when you choose to see yourself through the lens of worthiness, your relationships begin to mirror that truth with remarkable clarity. Fear and love cannot lead your heart at the same time. One will always shape your decisions more than the other. When fear becomes your guide, you begin questioning every message, overanalyzing every silence, and expecting disappointment before joy has a chance to arrive. You become focused on protecting yourself instead of allowing yourself to grow. Fear whispers that you are not enough, that people always leave, that happiness never lasts, and that opening your heart is dangerous. The longer you listen to those whispers, the more they begin to feel like truth. Yet they are not facts. They are simply stories that have been repeated. So often they have become familiar. Love, however, tells a different story. Love says that you are worthy of being seen, valued, appreciated, and chosen exactly as you are. Love reminds you that confidence is not the absence of challenges, but the decision to trust yourself despite them. The quality of the love you attract depends greatly on which voice you choose to strengthen every day. If fear continues to dominate your thoughts, it quietly influences your actions. You may settle for less because you fear being alone. You may remain silent because you fear rejection. You may chase someone who keeps pulling away because you fear that no one else will come into your life. These choices are not made from the confidence of love, they are made from the uncertainty of fear. But the moment you begin replacing fear with confidence, your entire emotional world begins to shift. You stop trying to convince people to love you because you already believe you are worthy of love. You stop begging for attention because you know your presence has value. You stop measuring your worth by someone else's behavior because your confidence comes from within. This transformation is powerful because it changes not only how you feel, but also how you appear to the world. There is a quiet strength in someone who no longer seeks approval. There is a peaceful confidence in someone who knows they do not have to compete for affection. That inner peace becomes magnetic because it reflects emotional maturity and genuine self-respect. Consider how differently it feels when you expect good things instead of constantly preparing for disappointment. You smile more freely. You speak with greater certainty. You make decisions based on wisdom instead of panic. You become emotionally available because you are no longer carrying the weight of imagined fears. Confidence does not promise that every relationship will last forever, but it does promise that you will never abandon yourself to keep someone else. It reminds you that your value remains constant, regardless of who enters or leaves your life. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to strengthen your belief in yourself rather than weaken it. Every setback becomes evidence that you are learning, growing, and becoming wiser. The more you practice choosing confidence over fear, the more natural it becomes. It begins with small daily decisions. Choose thoughts that build you instead of breaking you. Choose gratitude instead of worry. Choose hope instead of doubt. Choose self-respect instead of self-criticism. Over time, these choices reshape your identity and create a new emotional foundation. Relationships built on fear often feel unstable because fear is always searching for something to lose. Relationships built on confidence feel secure because confidence is rooted in abundance rather than scarcity. When you become someone who trusts your worth, values your peace, and believes in the possibility of healthy, lasting love, you naturally attract connections that reflect those same qualities. The love that enters your life will increasingly resemble the confidence you have cultivated within yourself. The greatest relationship transformation does not begin when someone else changes. It begins the moment you decide that fear will no longer write your love story, and confidence becomes the author of every chapter that follows. Every lasting love story begins long before two people meet. It begins with the thoughts you repeatedly choose today. Your future relationship is not shaped by a single moment of inspiration, but by the quiet, consistent conversations you have with yourself every day. Every thought you accept, every belief you repeat, and every expectation you nurture becomes part of the identity you carry into your relationships. If you constantly remind yourself of past disappointments, you may unknowingly expect them to happen again. If you rehearse stories of rejection, abandonment, or failure, those stories begin influencing how you interpret every new experience. But the beautiful truth is that your mind is not fixed. You have the ability to choose a new direction. You can replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones, fear with confidence, and doubt with hope. The thoughts you consistently entertain today become the emotional atmosphere in which tomorrow's relationships will grow. That is why it is so important to guard your inner conversations with care. Speak to yourself with the same kindness, patience, and encouragement that you hope to receive from someone who truly loves you. Every time you remind yourself that you are worthy, valuable, and deserving of genuine affection, you strengthen a new identity that naturally influences your actions. You begin making decisions from confidence rather than insecurity. You begin expecting honesty instead of betrayal, respect instead of disrespect, and commitment instead of uncertainty. These expectations are not unrealistic fantasies. They are the result of believing that your worth is constant and not dependent on another person's approval. Imagine planting a seed. You would never expect a beautiful tree to appear overnight. You understand that growth requires time, consistency, and care. Your thoughts work in the same way. Every positive belief you plant within yourself is like watering the future you desire. At first, the changes may be invisible. You may still encounter challenges or moments of doubt. But if you remain consistent, those small daily choices begin producing remarkable results. Your confidence grows stronger. Your peace becomes deeper. Your outlook becomes brighter. Most importantly, you become the kind of person who recognizes healthy love instead of chasing unhealthy patterns. You stop allowing temporary emotions to control permanent decisions. You stop measuring your value by how quickly someone replies to a message or by whether another person validates your worth. Instead, you remember that your value has always existed within you. From that place of inner security, love becomes something you share rather than something you desperately seek. Every morning offers a fresh opportunity to choose thoughts that align with the future you wish to create. Wake up believing that good things are possible. Expect meaningful connections. Speak words that build your confidence instead of destroying it. Celebrate your progress instead of dwelling on your imperfections. Forgive yourself for past mistakes and recognize that every new day is a chance to become a stronger, wiser, and more loving version of yourself. The future is not created by occasional bursts of positivity, but by consistent habits of belief. When your thoughts become rooted in gratitude, self-respect, hope, and unwavering confidence, your relationships begin reflecting those same qualities. You start attracting people who appreciate your authenticity, respect your boundaries, and value your presence because you have already learned to do those things for yourself. Never underestimate the power of a single thought repeated faithfully over time. It has the ability to reshape your identity, influence your decisions, transform your relationships, and open doors you never imagined possible. Remember that the love you attract is not determined by luck or coincidence. It is greatly influenced by the person you choose to become every single day. Your future relationship is being created right now, one thought, one belief, and one confident decision at a time. Choose wisely, believe boldly, and let your inner world become the foundation for the extraordinary love story that awaits you.